Hey everybody, it's November 17th here in the Ozarks, so third day of trapping season. And historically I don't start this early. I usually wait till around Thanksgiving to put the line in, or start to put the line in. I just try to get away from deer season, and I had to butcher a deer the other day, so I was busy putting meat in the freezer myself and other things. Plus, so many people are in the woods and there's so many gut piles and stuff. I generally wait, but this particular guy, super good friend of mine, retired trooper, he's got all kinds of coyote problems on his land. Trapped here last year, took some coyotes out of here, took a cat out of here, took some coons. He wants all these predators out of here. So we went ahead and started today, and we put a couple sets in. So where we are is, you remember from last year when we were on this particular property, there's a back fence that runs right here, okay? And then we don't have permission to trap over there, and there's a big chunk of land over there, I don't know, 800 acres, 1,000 acres, whatever. I wish we could trap over there, but we don't have permission. And you got all these fields right here, and there's woods on each side. And what's happening is these coyotes are just running up and down this field through these gates, and I'll show you as we go down through here. So if we come over here, you can see that the coyotes are going underneath the fence right there. There's actually coyote fur on the fence right there on the barbed wire. They're just going right underneath the fence. They're probably just running right down through here. They're going up underneath the fence right there, going off into the woods, and then they're running. This is mostly woven wire on this backside, but there's a couple holes in the fence right up here, and I'll show you that in a second. We have another trap right over there. So all we did here is we just punched in a dirt hole right here, used this piece of grass as our backing. It's maybe 10 to 12 feet away from where they're going underneath the fence. And you guys have probably heard me talk about this before. I'm not a fan of setting traps where they're going underneath the fence. If we were allowed to hang snares on a fence, that's where I would put a snare at, but we're not allowed to do that in Missouri. So I'm putting my trap out here, and the reason I'm doing that is if you watch coyotes on game camera, they go up underneath the fence very quickly, and then once they get up on the other side, they look around and see what their surroundings are, because they have to put their head down for just a minute when they go up underneath that barbed wire. So you want to give them a little bit of room to get up underneath the fence, as they just kind of scoot up underneath it very quickly, and then they will inevitably start looking around. And I want him to be able to see this backing, see this disturbance. And we went ahead and added some feathers here, because that's legal in Missouri, and we punched some feathers down in the hole, and we just have, you know, a dirt hole here. And this will attract a cat, a coyote, coons, everything. Every predator is going to see this and want to come check it out. We have some Hiawatha Valley down in a hole. I have some Cat's Brothers Evanescence, which is like a curiosity lure. It's pretty mild, and it's not overly cold right now. I think it's like 42 or something today, and the lows have been in the mid-20s at night, so it's not super cold. And then I have some red fox urine, and then I have just these feathers here. So that's kind of what we got going on this set. And now let's walk right over here. And this particular spot has done us pretty good in the past. So we went ahead and punched in another little set right here. You can see he's got a little food plot kind of right here. He's got some turnips planted. They're not very big. I think he planted them late, and it was really dry here, so they haven't really done much yet. But so there's a little bit of a crop change right here. And right here you can see it's a well-worn path, because this is mostly woven wire. But for this little section right here, the woven wire is all down. But if you go down there, the woven wire is intact. The woven wire is intact. This is just 5 strands of barbed wire, and you can see the coyotes are just going right up underneath there. There's fur right on the barbed wire. Deer are actually going up underneath there too. There's deer fur on there as well as, and you can see Athena's smelling it. She's just going up underneath it right there. And then right here, Athena and Jetta both, who Jetta's in the truck, but they were both all over this. This is probably some kind of scent post where they're coming up underneath the fence and then they're marking their territory. So all we did is put a dirt hole right here. The ground is really hard right here and really rocky. I tried to start a dirt hole right there and use that backing, but I couldn't even get my drill to put a hole in there. So I scooted it over right here and I was able to get it down in there. You can see I got it down in there pretty good. I've got, what do I have down in there? I have some gator bait from Predator Control Group down in there. I have a little bit of sheep's wool. I have some call lure from Cat's Brothers. And then I have some bobcat urine on the back of this. And then that's where my trap is right here. And hopefully anything that is running this fence line and anything that's going underneath this fence, we're going to attract them. In this particular spot last year, we caught a couple coyotes, a couple coons, and a cat in this actual set. We had that set here, and then we had a T-bone right over there. I didn't put a T-bone in here this year. I went ahead and just put this one in and then put the other one over there. But we can still double up here pretty easily. So first two sets of 2022, 2023. And we're gonna go up this way and put some more in, and we'll show you those as we get moving on. I'm pumped to be trapping. Trapping season is here. I smell the skunk essence. I smell the wax on the traps. Awesome, ready to go. Okay guys, down there at the end of this field was where we put the first two sets in today. And where we are now is we're at a cross fence. This fence runs that way, and then this fence runs this way. And then there's a open gate right here. And then you can see the two hills kind of combine and kind of have a little bit of a pinch point that goes down into the woods, and it's bigger woods down there and whatever. And then you can see there's a old cattle trail that runs down through here. There's coyote tracks up and down this cattle trail. There's also some tracks down through there, and there's a path that's going up through here on both sides where these critters are working this fence, and then they're going through right here. So what we did is put a big flashy dirt hole right here against this big backing. You can see we dug it all out, made it all big and flashy. I could not get a very good hole in, so I got a hole as good as I could, and then I just stuck a rock down in there and wedged it down in there so you couldn't easily steal the bait. And kind of threw some stuff on both sides of where the trap is, just to kind of make it look messy, and also to kind of maybe try to guide them right here into the middle. I didn't put any other guiding in here. I just kind of left that middle part open. Any coyote is going to go right through that middle part. He's going to have to. He can't get around from behind. He's going to have to go in there, try to dig that rock out. His feet are going to be moving, and I should catch him. And then I put in a set over here because there's Athena, the trapping dog, just chilling like she does. She's such a good trapping dog. Over here, right here where these grass clumps are, Athena was all over this, trying to mark it herself. Clearly they're using it as a marking. So I put a flat set right here. Right there's the trap. And then I put some urine in, some red fox urine in here. And I put a little bit of lure right here and a little bit of lure right here. So it's kind of like a flat set kind of mini walkthrough based upon these grass clods. And so hopefully that critter's gonna go from here to here. His feet's gonna be moving there. Got some urine over there. Feet's gonna be moving all around in there. And we're gonna catch him in a flat set. I just wanted to give two different things. Something really flashy over there. Something more subdued over here. And now in the past, last year we caught critters here, and we always caught them in this particular side. I had a set over there as well, and I didn't catch anything over here. But over here I think I remember if I caught a skunk over here. I may have caught a red fox here that I released, and I think I caught a coyote here. And the reason I think that I'm catching critters over here and not over there is because of the wind. The wind goes from the left to the right here, from the west to the east, and it's blowing that scent across this little opening here, so that anything that's going through this opening is catching this scent. Or over there, it's big and it's visual. That's why I even made it more visual, but the scent is actually taking it that way. So it'd be curious to see how these two sets do again this year, so I can really gauge that how much these critters actually are using their nose. My gut feeling is I'm going to catch critters here and not over there, but we'll see what happens. All right, guys, let's talk about where we're putting a set in right here. You can see all the ground is tore up all over the place in here. This looks like skunks to me. They're flipping over all the cow piles and looking for grubs and things like that. There's a trail that runs right along this fence that the cattle are using, but clearly the coyotes look like they're using it too. And right here is a big hole, not a hole, but you can see there's easy for all the animals to get underneath the fence right here, and that's what they're doing. You can see all this disturbance. The deer are doing it. The coyotes are probably doing it. Everybody's doing it here. There's no fur on the fence, but it's really high here. So you can see that they're clearly doing this. Right over here, the owner's got a little food plot in, and right over here at the corner of the food plot is there, you can see right there, there's a big deer scrape on the ground where the bucks are scraping and whatever. And then if you look a little bit farther, right there, you can see that opening. It's all grown up. You couldn't even drive a UTV. Well, I guess you could drive a UTV down there, but it's pretty grown up. You'd be driving over some saplings and all kinds of stuff. But there's a really worn deer trail that's going down through there. The cows are not in there. So the deer are just using that. They're coming up here. They're grazing on this little food plot of clover and stuff in here. That trail goes down to the bottom to a creek, and it's really thick and woolly and brushy down there. But I did not see any tracks because it's all leaves and everything. But the coyotes have got to be using that. This is one of those deals where I'm not seeing a bunch of sign, but sign is really hard to find sometimes in these areas because it's all sod and leaves and stuff. And unless you get lucky enough to find some scat, you're not going to find any tracks or anything. So I put a set in right here, which is along this trail, and you can kind of see the trail as it runs right down through there, right? I put a set in right here against this backing. I've got the opening in the fence right here. I got the trail literally like 2 feet away. So whatever's coming down this trail is going to smell this and get on this. And if I catch a skunk, because of all these diggings and stuff all around here, you can see all the disturbance. If I catch a skunk, I catch a skunk. I mean, honestly, I want to catch these coyotes, but skunk's probably worth more money, and I can deal with the essence and everything else. And skunks are, at this point, easier to sell than a coyote. I mean, you're not even gonna hardly be able to sell a coyote. So I don't care if I catch a skunk here. So that's kind of why we put a trap in here. I only put one trap in here. I normally put 2 everywhere, but I'm putting another one right up there at that gate. So I just put in one here, mainly because I'm not seeing any sign. And this is just one of those gut feelings that I have that I think this would be a decent spot. So we'll see if my gut feeling is right. So I'm kind of basically testing the waters. I'm kind of experimenting by throwing a trap in here and seeing what I catch and what happens. All right, guys, what I got here is I got a pond right here. And this is on a completely other side of this property. And what we have here is we have a lane. You can see there's a lane, fence on each side, and there's like this little lane that the farmer's driving through, the cows are walking through. There's a cattle trail right through there. Big open field out that way. Small open field right here. And then woods and brush all around. So what I did is I walked this pond bank, and there's coyote scat on the actual bank. And so what I thought is I would put a set in right here on this outside corner. You got the fence running this way and the fence running this way and this lane running through here. So it kind of is a pinch point because of the fencing. So I went ahead, and the ground is unbelievably hard right here. So what I did is I put kind of a little flat set right here. and I kind of made it a flashy flat set. I didn't try to blend it all in or anything. Kind of had a bunch of disturbance here, just because I really wanted to put in a big flashy dirt hole, but I couldn't get a dirt hole in. I could barely get an earth anchor in. So went ahead and put in kind of a pseudo flat set. And what I did is I put a little hole right there. It's got some Violator 7 in it. Put a little hole right there. It's got some Evanescence from Catch Brothers. And over here I got some Kathmandu. And that way I have a little triangle going, kind of like I do with the T-bone sets. Flat set, kind of a, I know the trapping purists hate this. It's not really a flat set. It's not really a dirt hole. It's kind of a modified in between, but should be pretty good right here on this outside corner, right along this trail. I think the cows are using this along with the cows. And I'm not up on the bank. I didn't want to be up on the bank because I'll never keep the coons out of that. And here I think I have a little bit better chance. Probably still catch a coon here, but I have a better chance at it. At hopefully getting a predator. All right, guys, last set of the day that we're putting in. This is set 10, I think, 9, something like that. I have to go back and look, but last set of the day we're going to put in. We started about noon and it's like 4 o'clock now. So we've been, this is a completely new area of this property that we've never been on before. It's the back side of this 160 acres or 180 acres, whatever it is. And up there's a big field, and we just put a couple sets up there around this pond and this little area. And then what you have here is you have this road that connects to a field up there, and you can see it's just all thick and brushy and steep down here. So basically this road is the way to get between that field on top of that mountain and this field on top of that mountain. And if we look down here in the mud, you see where the mud is, where the cows have been walking through here. There's coyote tracks. Here's one right here. There's a coyote track right there. And there's several. Here's another one right here. There's a coyote track. And they're going back and forth both ways here, just at the edge here in this mud. As you can see, the ground is basically just all rock. It's basically just like a big gravel bar down here. So put a set in right here, just made kind of a big disturbance looking thing, kicked some of the leaves out of the way, use that green area as a backing. You can see how much that green area already sticks out. There's like 3 little green areas amongst all this brown, which is all the leaves and stuff. So put in a little flat set, a couple of little punch holes around the flat set like I like to do. And then I threw a whole bunch of feathers around there just to really make it stand out. There is no way that anything is coming either way is not going to see that and probably be all over as far as inspecting it. So we'll see how this goes. I'm probably not going to be shocked if I catch a coon or a possum here, but I hope I'm going to catch a coyote before that. Wouldn't even surprise me if I catch a bobcat using this cutoff between the 2 fields, but we'll see what happens.